Tonight on live television in Los Angeles, a moment unfolded that would shake the foundations of political discourse and redefine public perceptions of grace under pressure. In a primetime talk show hosted by the provocative liberal figure Jordan Reeves, the anticipated debate quickly took an unexpected turn when Melania Trump, former First Lady and emblem of quiet dignity, stepped onto the stage and delivered responses that left the audience and her host completely speechless. From the very beginning, the atmosphere in the studio was charged with tension. The set was awash with bright lights and dynamic graphics, while an enthusiastic live audience eagerly awaited the evening's discussion. Jordan Reeves, known for his sharp wit and relentless probing of his guests, introduced Melania with all the fanfare one might expect from a high-profile segment. "Welcome, Melania," he began, his voice carrying a mix of challenge and anticipation. "Tonight we're here to peel back the layers and discover the truth behind your silence. Are you ready to set the record straight?" As Melania walked on stage, every eye in the studio fixed on her. Dressed in a sleek, elegant navy blue dress accented with subtle gold details, she radiated poise and understated strength. With a measured smile and a calm, "Good evening and thank you for having me," she immediately dispelled any notion of agitation. It was clear that she was not there to engage in a spectacle of confrontation, but to address the issues on her own terms. The conversation began in a familiar rhythm. Jordan, leaning forward behind his modern desk, launched into questions about her time in the White House, the controversies that had dogged her public image, and the criticisms of her silence on pivotal issues. "Melania," he said, his tone laced with a hint of provocation, "after all the scrutiny and criticism, can you tell us, don't you regret not speaking up on the matters that truly divided the nation?" For a long, breathless moment, the studio fell silent. Melania's eyes locked with his, and in that instant, her calm became a powerful counterpoint to his challenge. "I believe," she responded in a steady, unruffled voice, "that actions speak louder than words. I choose to support causes close to my heart, helping children, promoting mental health, and encouraging unity rather than fueling endless debates." Her reply, delivered with quiet conviction, rippled through the audience like a gentle but unyielding wave. Undeterred, the host pressed on, attempting to unsettle her by shifting the conversation to personal matters. "But what about your marriage? Isn't it time to address the controversies and the whispers about your relationship with the former president?" he challenged, leaning in with a sly smile that suggested he believed he had cornered her. The tension in the room soared as viewers braced themselves for an explosive response. Instead of rising to the bait, Melania's expression remained composed. "I'm married for love and partnership," she stated softly, each word measured and deliberate. "My focus is on building a better future for my family and the communities I care about. I stand by my choices, not because they are free from criticism, but because they are mine, and I am proud of them." In that moment, her words transcended the expected rhetoric. They became a quiet declaration of self-assurance that resonated deeply with everyone watching. As the interview progressed, every attempt by Jordan to provoke a reaction was met with Melania's unwavering poise. When challenged about whether her silence equated to complicity, she replied, "I understand that silence can be misinterpreted, but I choose to let my work speak for itself. I invest my time in initiatives that foster unity and support, rather than indulging in divisive rhetoric." Her voice, calm and resolute, filled the room with a sense of measured strength, and soon even the host's smirk began to falter. At one point, when Jordan's tone grew increasingly sharp, suggesting that her silence was a tactic to avoid accountability, Melania paused, allowing a heavy silence to settle over the studio. Then, with quiet authority, she stated, "In this world, it's far too easy to judge from the outside. I choose to look inward, to learn from my experiences, and to act in a way that brings people together. I do not need to justify my decisions to those who only see the surface." The audience responded with a swell of applause, their appreciation for her dignity echoing throughout the studio. As the segment drew toward its conclusion, Jordan attempted one final provocation. You claim to promote unity, yet some argue that your silence has fueled division. How do you reconcile that? The room's energy thickened with anticipation. Melania's gaze swept the studio, and after a brief pause, she replied with quiet finality. Unity isn't achieved by forceful declarations or empty rhetoric. It is built through consistent actions and genuine care, a lesson I live by every day. Her words resonated powerfully, and in that moment it became evident that she had turned what could have been a moment of potential humiliation into a masterclass in composure and leadership. The impact of that interview extended far beyond the live broadcast. Social media erupted the next day with trending hashtags praising her measured responses and her poised rebuttal of provocative questions. News outlets replayed the segment repeatedly, and pundits debated the merits of her restraint compared to the host's relentless style. Analysts noted that her performance not only shifted public sentiment, but also sparked an ongoing conversation about accountability, respect, and the true essence of leadership in modern media. In the days following the show, Melania's measured words became a beacon of inspiration for many. Editors and commentators began to highlight her interview as an example of how dignified silence and thoughtful action can defy the clamor of sensationalism. Within academic circles and public forums alike, discussions emerged about the importance of maintaining decorum and focusing on substantive issues rather than resorting to personal attacks. Her ability to gracefully navigate difficult questions reinforced the notion that real strength lies in self-respect and quiet determination. Moreover, the interview spurred a broader reflection on the responsibilities of the media. Calls for more respectful and balanced discourse grew louder, with many urging broadcasters to value nuanced dialogue over shallow controversy. In countless online discussions and televised panels, Melania's performance was hailed as a turning point, a moment when the power of a calm, measured response transcended the expected theatrics of a live interview. As the studio lights dimmed that night and the cameras ceased their rolling, one truth became abundantly clear. Melania Trump had redefined what it means to confront controversy. By choosing unity and genuine action over divisiveness, she not only disarmed her critic but also left a lasting imprint on the national conversation. Her graceful exit, marked by a quiet confidence and unwavering resolve, served as a reminder that the most powerful statements are often those made without a single harsh word. In the weeks that followed, as the echoes of that interview continued to reverberate across social media and news cycles, Melania's words inspired many to seek greater understanding and compassion in their own lives. She emerged not merely as a political figure, but as a symbol of resilience, a living testament to the idea that true leadership is defined by the courage to stand firm in one's beliefs, even when challenged by the forces of sensationalism. Thank you for joining us on this journey into one of the most compelling interviews of our time. If Melania's remarkable display of grace under pressure moved you, please like, comment, and subscribe for more in-depth explorations of transformative moments that challenge conventional wisdom and celebrate the power of true leadership.